So I've heard a lot of folks talk about the S100 sort of spray foam wash stuff. I eventually decided to get a can for kind of more extreme jobs, I suppose. I'm like a little bit afraid of it because the directions on it are pretty ominous. It's like, spray it on, immediately wash it off, or else, your front fairing or whatever you're cleaning will just melt into a puddle on the ground. You'll just have no more motorcycles. So I usually only use it if just normal wash doesn't work. So I started off washing just normal foam cannon, followed by just a bucket wash. And that did a pretty good job on everything but the kind of main bug areas. So I did an S100 with the pressure washer, which you saw. And I mean, honestly, I don't really get the hype. I think if you are doing kind of a normal ride, or if you're the type of person that doesn't want to wash your bike every week, every other week, whatever, and you just every couple of months, you want to be able to spray it down with some foam and pressure wash it off, that might work. It depends on your standards of quote unquote clean, right? But for me, if you're paying $20 a can, which it pretty regularly is, it's a little overhyped versus just a little bit of extra elbow grease and kind of a normal wash. The real purpose of this video is not my washing methods, but to discuss the Wild Ass seat cushion here. So I've previously used an Airhawk many years ago, when I was just trying to figure out how to make riding for long distances not so difficult. I got an Airhawk, and it worked okay. I think for any AirPad seat system, whatever you want to call it, that getting the air right is very important. Compared to the Airhawk that I used, and I'm sure other brands, I will say Wild Ass is much better about kind of instructing you on the best way to go about it. They send it, which is pretty cool, honestly. They send it half full. So the way you're supposed to set those up is you don't just like blow it up like a balloon, right? You're supposed to get it with as little air as possible to basically keep sort of your legs, butt, whatever, off of the sort of hot spots that you would get on your seat normally. And then you sort of get on it, test it, let some air out if necessary. Seems to me like most people settle somewhere between 3 and 4 of the little air bulbs full. And I only got this a week or two before I just did the Bun Burner Gold on Friday through Saturday, just a couple of days ago. So you got your cover, and then this is what's inside. So this should look kind of flattish when you have it filled right, because the goal isn't to like air you up and put you on like a pad 6 inches above the seat with like, full balloon style thing. It's to get you enough off the seat and allow the air to move around to accommodate your weight and your size and your shape and everything like that. So this is so you can see the bulbs are all different sizes, right? Or all around. You've got kind of 2 big ones in the front, 2 bigger ones in the back, some medium sized ones in the middle, and some small ones off to the side. I was at 5, like literally like half of this full, right? You can push this and it fills up the other sides. I was at half full for the ride, and it was fine. Since I have gone down to 4, but the 4 that I went to just got rid of one of these bulbs. So I'm going to try that next and see how it goes. Watch some reviews, talk to some folks about it. And I'm sure it's very person dependent, especially when you're talking a big day, and depending on who you are, a big day may mean something completely different than it means to me. But we're talking like, 300, 500, 1,000, 1,500 mile days. How your body reacts is going to be completely dependent on you as a person, your health status, kind of your sea legs in terms of how how used to riding big, long days you are. So basically, that's kind of to disclaimer this with your mileage may vary, you know. But I will say, compared to just the stock seat, so this bike has a stock seat on it. I've ridden a lot of miles, a couple of iron butt rides on it since I've gotten it, and I think the stock seat is fine. I did email them beforehand because I didn't know what size I needed. And I just like measured that way across the seat, and sent them kind of a view of the tape of that, so they can recommend me a size. Super quick response. And then as soon as you buy it, they start sending you kind of emails of like, here's kind of instructions video to set it up. Here's what you want to do. Here's what you're kind of looking for in terms of feel, which is really cool because, you know, you normally don't get that with most companies, right? And I mean, it's probably a bit of marketing, but I think the idea that if you put this on your seat and get it set up optimally, that, you know, you'll run out of gas before you have any sort of comfort issues is a bit of a stretch. You know, I mean, it's going to depend on the person and their comfort level. Me riding 1,500 plus miles, basically gas and go for 23 hours, it definitely helped. But I would be shocked if anything could really like alleviate any kind of discomfort. But I definitely was more comfortable after 23 hours and 1,500 miles with the wild ass than I was with the sheepskin on any kind of iron butt ride. Again, I don't want to oversell it. Let's put it this way. You're not going to buy this having no experience, no sort of iron butt or sea legs, as you will, and just instantly be able to ride for 5 days straight and just like float along. Right? Do I think it's worth the price? I think now I got the neoprene version, which is kind of the top version. There's not a heck of a lot of difference in price between the different models. They have a neoprene, basically a poly like plastic plush gel version, which is sort of the second level or the level down from the neoprene, and they have just a poly one that's sort of the entry level, if you will, however you want to say it. I'm gonna hang out in the neoprene because I do a lot of miles and I do big days, big rides, everything like that. And so I was like, man, you know, there's not enough difference in price for me to try and penny pinch on trying the cheaper versions. But if you're looking into doing something longer distance, you don't want to go out and spend $1,000 on like a custom made kind of shaped specific seat. Then $250 if you're already pretty confident that you are comfortable enough to ride hundreds of miles in a day, and something like this can definitely help you kind of get over that hump of comfort. If you're kind of on the border of needing more comfort in your seat for longer rides, etc., then it's a pretty good option that, again, doesn't require you to send your seat off so that they can use your old pan and put some big gaudy ugly seat on there. That's honestly a big factor for me too, is I like how my bike looks, I like how the seat looks, and so I didn't want to send it off and get some huge, crazy, I'm sure super comfortable seat to sit on there all the time and just kind of look. I mean, yeah, this is, I'm talking like form over function for sure. I'm sure, you know, those $1,000 seats that are custom molded, all that kind of stuff, are super comfortable, but I think a lot of them are just incredibly ugly. And that's a factor for me. You know, I didn't get this bike just because it was a good tourer. I got it because I thought it was pretty. So this is a good way to kind of have a temporary solution for big, long rides that's not crazy expensive and, in my opinion, does the job. Maybe advertised a little bit too heavily on how comfortable it really is, but I do think that if you're realistic about your expectations for, you know, kind of extending your day, this is a great option, and I again would definitely buy it again, and I will use it on longer rides. So hopefully that helps out. Like I say, customer service so far second to none, very quick responses, and it really did help me for, again, you know, 1,500 plus miles in 23 hours. would have been a different experience without that for sure. So hopefully that helps somebody. If you're thinking about getting into big long rides over a day, over a week, whatever you're looking at, if you're just kind of on that edge of not wanting to do it because you aren't comfortable on your seat or on your motorcycle, then this may be something that helps you out, hopefully. Y'all stay safe out there and try to stay cool if you're around these parts. Later.